Hello everyone and welcome back to another video on my channel. Today we have another football unboxing, or well, technically just a review because actually I purchased this ball directly from the store that sold it, called Decathlon. I have for you guys here the Kipsta Ligue 1 match ball replica for the 2024-25 season that just concluded. There's not really much to say about the ball, like in terms of, an introduction. It is what it is, just a replica of the official match ball. It is the only replica, though, of the official match ball, and it retails for $40, making it probably one of the best quality, cheap replicas of a match ball that you can get, because it uses the exact same panel design as the official match ball, and it has a similar weight to some of the first tier takedowns that you would see from like Adidas or Nike. As with all my typical reviews, we're going to start out by going into the tech specs, and then we're going to go into the interesting facts and design quirks that went into making this ball look the way that it does. So without further ado, let's get started. Tech-wise, the ball is pretty unique compared to some of the other balls that we've seen from Adidas or Nike. The ball features, in terms of panel shape, 12 this is a doozy, tetradecagonal or tetrachidecagonal panels. And for those of you who don't know, a tetradecagon is a 14-sided polygon. So that means each panel is 14-sided. These panels are thermally bonded and they're seamless so that you get a more round shape with a better flight pattern and more water resistance when playing in inclement weather. As you can see up close, have no seams, and the panels are very clearly thermally bonded. Kipsta actually gave an interesting fact about the ball, that it will lose on average 12% of its air over a 14-day to 2-week period, which is pretty good, I'd say. That would mean that you don't really need to pump the ball if you're training like very often, I'd say. Like as long as you're doing like maintenance pumps, like maybe 5 to 10 maintenance pumps every session. Like for me, for example, I train twice a week. The ball doesn't really need any maintenance pumps. You can literally just take it and go because it won't lose its air really quickly, which is very nice. You don't want something that's deflating frequently, because one, that just takes extra work out of you having to prep for a session, and also means that your ball doesn't have any issues. The ball is also FIFA Basic certified. Now, I know I'm going to do a Footy Talks, kind of explain the FIFA system when it comes to their ball rankings and all that. But basically, this kind of just means it's the cheapest ball you can get that will still give you like FIFA approved like metrics in terms of what makes a good soccer ball. That's how it's kind of described by Adidas website. And you can see there's the logo, FIFA Basic. Very nice, very good looking. And also the last thing to touch on would be the texture. The texture on this ball is pretty minimal. It's more or less like what you get on the Speed Shell balls from Adidas. Just kind of inverted. Like on the Adidas balls, it's more debossed, whereas this is more embossed, but it's not raised enough to have any significant kind of texture to it. So it just feels kind of semi-rough, semi-gritty, but nothing too crazy. And I doubt when you're playing with this on the pitch, you're really going to notice anything from that. So next, it's time to get into the facts about this ball. And there's some pretty cool things that go into its design. So this rendition of the match ball, or match ball replica, actually marks the first time that the League One match ball replica and the official match ball from Kipsta share the same panels. And also, to give you guys a bit of a history, I know that this ball is from Kipsta, but I mentioned at the start of the video that I bought from Decathlon. And the reason for that is because Decathlon is this really big French brand that specializes in, just making equipment for a bunch of different sports. Because of that, they have different brands that kind of work under them, designed to take care of producing products for these different sports. For football specifically, or soccer, Kipsta is the brand that does Decathlon's, I guess you can say, dirty work when it comes to making their products. Hence why it's called the Kipsta League One match ball replica, but you could also call it, though, the Decathlon match ball replica. This ball is also including the McDonald's sponsorship, because for those of you that don't know, the League One is officially called the League One Uber Eats McDonald's, or something like that. So that's why you have that McDonald's logo there. And then for the actual design of the ball, you mainly get a bunch of red and blue accents in conjunction with the primarily white upper, as a homage to the colors of France's flag. As you guys know, France has blue, white, and red as their flag. So you can see the ball is mainly white with some blue some red all over it. And actually, the black designs that you guys can see all over the ball, even some of these red ones, they kind of look like really abstract Fs. You can see like the two parallel lines at the top and then the one line that goes down. And that's kind of like that for all the designs on the ball. So for me, it really just looks like a bunch of Fs. And I guess that's also to highlight, the fact that this ball is for the French league. It's for France, which I think is a cool touch. That might be completely wrong. I don't know if the designers of the ball put that much thought into it, because when researching the ball and its design, there's nothing that really stated that's why they went with those designs. But just off the eye test, that's what I can see. And I think it makes for a pretty cool story. So, very good, attentive to detail if that's what Kipsta was designed to do. The other really cool feature about this ball is that all over the ball, you have these small grid-like patterns and then these kind of geoformed areas with these dots on it. And the whole point of that is to kind of show the different regions of France on the map and the teams that play in League One. So what I'm going to try and do is go through each of the maps, each of like the different sectors, and I'll read to you guys all the teams. There's 18 teams in League One in total. So I believe there's 4 maps on the ball, and the teams are kind of split up depending on those regions. So let's just start with this one over here. This is in the north, I believe. I think it might be based off of north, south, east, west, whatever. But yeah, over here you guys can see we have CO, Roubaix, Tourcoing, or Tourcoing. I don't know how to say that. Obviously you got Lille, Paris Saint-Germain, AJ Auxerre, and FC Sochaux Montbéliard, or Belliard, whichever. Don't know. Try not to butcher it, but I do our best. Then up here, we have Olympique Lillois, RC Lens, Stade de Reims, RC Paris, RC Strasbourg Alsace, and FC Nantes. Next, there's another one. Over here, we have Olympique Lyonnais, AS Monaco, FC Cité, and Olympique de Marseille. And lastly, if I can find it without going to one that I've already done. Did that one already. Here we go. Lastly, you have AS Saint-Etienne, FC Girondins de Bordeaux, OGC Nice, and Montpellier Aero SC. So really cool attention to detail in this ball. It's a really nice Easter egg that they have to include all the different teams and locations that are kind of included within the league. And I think it adds to the overall character of making this ball, unique, especially given the fact that it's from a lesser known manufacturer. I think it's something that kind of helps the ball stand out and just be a bit more memorable. And then obviously, of course, in terms of extra design features, you guys can see the League One logo, McDonald's logo, 24-25, Kipsta brand logo over there, Replica Officiel, 24-25, Kipsta over there again. And then you guys can see Decathlon over there, as it is the parent brand of the team. And then if I can just find the nozzle, just to give you guys the kind of pumping details for the ball, you guys can see it says 11.6 psi and 0.8 bar. But it can also go up to 1.0 bar and what's the other one? 14.5, I believe, psi or something like that. But yeah, apart from that, the ball isn't like insanely like rich in terms of interesting facts or lore, but it is nice for what it does. It's a really good looking ball. Honestly, the way the panels are shaped, I don't know why, but it gives me Brazuca vibes. Just really reminds me of the World Cup ball for some reason. Maybe it's because like the abstract like lines and the way they flow and they kind of blend together in these like tri-stars and stuff like that. Maybe that's why I'm kind of thinking of the Brazuca, but I think you've done a really good job designing your ball when it kind of invokes memories, at least for me, of, one of the most iconic balls of all time. But that's it for this unboxing. Let me know what you guys think of this ball down below. Again, I mentioned it's a $40 ball, so at least in the Canadian price. So value for money, you're getting a really good ball because it has really good weight to it, really good texture, same panel design as what you get from the official match ball. So you're really getting a very complete package here, and something that I will not be surprised that rivals the, $85, like Champions League competition balls or the Speed Shell competition balls or maybe the Club Elites from Nike's. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if it does a good job of rivaling those because Kipsta is very well known for producing good quality stuff and also at pretty low prices. But yeah, Like I said, that's it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for my next unboxing. It'll be coming very soon, and I'll see you all in the next video. Take care, everyone.